Have you ever seen a woman so unique she could stop you in your tracks? From mind-blowing physical traits to conditions so rare they puzzle science, these women are living proof that being different is powerful. In today's video, we're counting down 15 of the rarest women in the world. Each one of these remarkable individuals is truly one in a billion. Their stories will surprise you, inspire you, and leave you absolutely wordless. So, without any further ado, let's get right into it. Number 15. Zhou Chuna. This woman was once celebrated in China for her stunning natural beauty. Large eyes, flawless skin, and delicate doll-like features that many admired. But despite her looks, she became fixated on changing herself to match Western beauty ideals. She consulted countless surgeons and mapped out every procedure with precision. From eye enlargement to a narrow nose and a reshaped jawline, Zhou spared no expense or pain. She documented everything online, sharing each transformation stage with her followers. At first, the internet applauded her results. She smiled for selfies, flaunted her new face, and seemed overjoyed. But as time passed, she began expressing deep regret. She no longer recognized the person staring back in the mirror. She felt stripped of her identity, disconnected from her roots, lost between cultures. Her transformation had erased more than just features. It had erased who she was. Zhou's journey isn't just about beauty. It's about the cost of losing oneself to a version you were never meant to actually be. Number 14. Mama Cax. Mama Cax wasn't just a model, she was a revolution. Born in Haiti and raised in New York, she lost her leg to cancer at age 14. Doctors gave her 2 weeks to live. She defied them. Rather than hiding her prosthetic, she turned it into a canvas. Bold colors, patterns, and pride. Mama Cax redefined beauty, walking runways with confidence. She modeled for famous brands like Tommy Hilfiger, Sephora, and Chromat, showing the world that disability isn't something to cover, it's something to celebrate. Her message went far beyond fashion. She advocated for body positivity, inclusion, and representation, pushing industries to include people who'd long been ignored. With every photo shoot and speech, she reminded others that strength isn't about perfection. It's about presence. Her energy was fierce, her message loud, her impact lasting. Sadly, Mama Cax passed away in 2019 at age 30, but she left behind a legacy of courage, beauty, and relentless advocacy. Her voice still echoes through every barrier she helped break. Number 13. The Kayan Women. The Kayan women of Myanmar and northern Thailand are known worldwide for a tradition that stirs both awe and debate, the iconic neck rings. Starting as early as 5 years old, girls begin wearing brass coils that press the collarbone downward, giving the illusion of an elongated neck. Despite myths, the rings don't actually stretch the neck. They reshape the body. While some say the coils symbolize beauty, others believe they once protected women from tigers or paid homage to dragons of folklore. In Thailand, where tourism turned the tradition into an attraction, long-neck villages draw thousands. But critics call it exploitation, with some women restricted in movement, access to education, or proper care. In contrast, Myanmar sees a slow decline of the practice as modernization and shifting values reshape identity. Whether seen as heritage or shocking spectacle, the Kayan women walk a complex line between cultural pride and outsider gaze. They're a living symbol of how tradition can both empower and constrain. Number 12. Julia Zlata Guntul. Now, this woman is just a real superhuman. I mean, like for real. Zlata from Kazakhstan had flexibility that almost looked supernatural. By age 4, her body could twist, bend, and fold in ways that defied anatomy. Her extreme mobility stems from an ultra-rare condition. Ligaments so elastic they allow her to contort into near-impossible shapes without injury. Zlata can touch her head to her heels while standing, fit inside tiny glass boxes, and contort her spine into mind-bending positions. She's held multiple Guinness World Records, including for most beer bottles opened with her feet in 1 minute. But her skill isn't a gimmick. It's a form of living art. She's built a global career performing on stage, in live events, on TV, and in surreal photo shoots. Her body is both canvas and brush, bending rules and reimagining the limits of form. Despite challenges, Zlata turned what others might fear into something captivating. She's not just flexible, she's a human sculpture who reshaped the boundaries of movement itself. Number 11. Ernestine Shepard. This lady is living proof that it's never too late to start. A former school secretary turned builder, she didn't pick up a dumbbell until she was 56. Today, she's recognized as the world's oldest female bodybuilder. Born in 1936, Ernestine started working out to cope with grief after her sister passed away. What began as simple walks turned into marathon training, intense lifting, and a complete lifestyle overhaul. She wakes up at 4 a.m. every day to train, eats a clean diet, and stays dedicated with unwavering focus. Her physique would put athletes half her age to shame. Lean, powerful, and built by years of discipline. But more than muscles, Ernestine represents resilience. She's inspired others to break through limitations, ignore numbers, and chase goals at any age. Through speaking events and fitness competitions, she's become a symbol of lifelong health. Ernestine isn't just lifting weights, she's lifting people's expectations of what aging really looks like. Number 10. Marla Runyon. Marla Runyon's vision faded, but her focus never did. Diagnosed at age 9 with Stargardt's disease, a degenerative eye condition, Marla lost her central vision but retained a sharp sense of purpose. By adulthood, she was legally blind, but determined to race at elite levels. After dominating the Paralympic Games with 5 gold medals, she aimed higher, competing against able-bodied athletes. In 2000, Marla made Olympic history as the first legally blind athlete to race in the 1500 meters. She placed 8th in the world. She later won national titles in long-distance events and excelled in major marathons like Boston and New York. But Marla isn't just an athlete. She's a teacher, author, and advocate, proving that disability doesn't define ability. Her memoir, No Finish Line, became a rallying cry for resilience. Through grit and grace, Marla didn't just keep up, she outran expectations. She didn't need full sight to see where she was going. She only needed determination to get there. What do you think about her? Let us know. Number 9. Ellie Goldstein. Ellie Goldstein is breaking every mold in the fashion industry, and she's doing it on her own terms. Born in Ilford, Essex in 2001 with Down syndrome, Ellie defied early medical predictions that said she might never walk or talk. By age 5, she was dancing, performing, and chasing dreams. At 15, she signed with Zebedee Management, an agency representing people with visible differences. In 2020, she made global headlines after starring in Gucci Beauty's Unconventional Beauty campaign. Shot by David P.D. Hyde and featured in Vogue Italia, Ellie's image became Gucci's most liked Instagram post at the time. She went on to model for Nike, Superdrug, and Vodafone, and graced the cover of British Vogue. In 2021, Glamour UK named her Game-Changing Model of the Year. She's published 2 inspirational books and became Mattel's first Barbie ambassador with Down syndrome. Ellie is more than a model. She's changing how the world defines beauty, inclusion, and representation, one campaign at a time. Number 8. The Himba Women. In the dry expanses of Namibia and Angola, the Himba women wear their resilience like armor. Their skin, glowing in shades of red, is coated with a paste made from butterfat and ochre, called ogize. It's not just beauty, its protection from the desert's harsh sun and biting insects. Hair is styled into thick, clay-covered braids that reveal age, status, and strength. Jewelry tells stories of marriage and lineage. Cattle are everything: food, currency, and legacy. Homes are built from mud, dung, and timber, shaped by hand with ancestral pride. Spiritual life revolves around the sacred fire, never allowed to burn out, believed to connect the living with their ancestors and Mukuru, their god. Modern influence creeps in: tourism, drought, climate change. But the Himba hold fast to their identity. Every layer of red, every ritual, every ember kept alive is a declaration: we are still here. Their lives are a living archive of strength, beauty, and ancestral endurance. Number 7. Lizzie Velasquez. Lizzie was born with one of the rarest conditions on Earth, Marfanoid progeroid lipodystrophy syndrome, which is a disorder that prevents her body from storing fat or gaining weight. Only a few people worldwide are known to have it. Bullied endlessly, Lizzie was once cruelly labeled the world's ugliest woman online. But instead of breaking her, it sharpened her voice. She turned those insults into purpose. With unwavering resolve, she began speaking out, transforming pain into power. Today, Lizzie is a globally recognized motivational speaker, author, and advocate for anti-bullying and body acceptance. Her energy, sharp wit, and honesty resonate far beyond stages and screens. She doesn't ask for pity, she demands respect. Lizzie continues to use her story to challenge beauty standards, reshape how we talk about differences, and remind us that kindness matters. She's living proof that strength doesn't come from appearance. It comes from how fiercely you choose to show up when the world tries to shut you down. Number 6. Iris Kyle. Iris isn't just a champion, she's a phenomenon in women's bodybuilding. With 10 Miss Olympia titles under her belt, her dominance remains unmatched. Every inch of her physique is the result of relentless discipline and razor-sharp focus. But Iris's journey wasn't built on talent alone. It was carved from struggle, setbacks, and sheer willpower. She pushed through criticism, defied norms, and stayed locked into her mission. What you see on stage is the result of years of sacrifice, not luck. That muscle definition? Earned. That poise under pressure? Built. Iris didn't just lift weights. She lifted standards, reshaped the image of women in the sport, and created space for others to dream bigger. Her presence wasn't just powerful, it was electric. She made sure the world couldn't look away. Iris isn't here for approval. She's here because she earned her place. And her story reminds us that greatness isn't handed out. It's taken, rep by rep, step by step. Number 5. Tatiana McFadden. Tatiana McFadden's story begins in a Russian orphanage, where she spent her early years without a wheelchair, crawling on her hands. Born with spina bifida, she was abandoned shortly after birth. At 6, she was adopted by American advocate Deborah McFadden, who changed her life forever. Once in the U.S., Tatiana was finally given the support she deserved, and she didn't waste a second of it. She found her strength in wheelchair racing and soon became a Paralympic powerhouse. With 17 Paralympic medals and multiple world records to her name, Tatiana is unstoppable. But medals aren't all she's chasing. She's a fierce voice for disability rights, inclusion, and athletic equality. Her victories extend beyond finish lines. She's changed laws, opened doors, and raised standards. Whether she's training, speaking, or fighting for access, Tatiana pushes limits daily. Her life is more than an athletic triumph. It's a reminder that every person deserves a shot at greatness, no matter where they start. Number 4. Donna Moore. Donna Moore didn't just walk into the world of strong woman competitions, she stormed it. For over a decade, she's pushed her body past every imaginable limit. deadlifting cars, pulling buses, hoisting stones the size of refrigerators. Donna's strength is undeniable. But what makes her story resonate even more is how she shattered a space dominated by men. She wasn't interested in fitting in, she was focused on leveling up. Donna deadlifted over 600 pounds, a feat that still leaves jaws on the floor. But behind every record is a grind most people will never understand. Early mornings, torn calluses, mental warfare. She turned pain into progress and doubt into drive. Donna's not just a champion, she's a statement. She proved that strength has no gender, and limits are often just excuses. She's still competing, still raising the bar, and still inspiring thousands who once thought strong wasn't for them. Donna Moore didn't just break records, she redefined what strength looks like. All right, guys, now let's head over to number 3, Jennifer Bricker. Born without legs in 1987, Bricker's story defies logic and expectation. Given up for adoption at birth, she was raised in a small Illinois town by a family that taught her one rule: never say can't. With that mindset, Jennifer ignored every limit. She played sports, jumped on trampolines, and went headfirst into gymnastics. Her idol? Olympic champion Dominique Moceanu. What she didn't know was jaw-dropping. Dominique was her biological sister. They reunited at 16, but Jennifer's story was already its own legacy. She became a world-class aerialist, touring with Britney Spears, performing with Cirque du Soleil, and dazzling audiences worldwide. She later shared her story in her best-selling memoir, Everything is Possible, and became a powerful motivational speaker. In 2019, she married Austrian musician Dominic Bauer, and in 2023, they welcomed their son, Malachi. Today, Jennifer Bricker Bauer isn't just a gymnast. She's a global symbol of belief, grit, and what happens when you choose power over limitation. Number 2. The Apatani Women. The Apatani tribe of India's Zero Valley carries a history woven into their skin. Nestled in the lush hills of Arunachal Pradesh, they mastered agriculture without machines, farming rice and fish side by side in perfect harmony. But it's the women of this community who once bore a striking form of defiance. Renowned for their beauty, Apatani women became targets for kidnappings by neighboring tribes. In protest and protection, they tattooed dark vertical lines down their chins and wore large wooden nose plugs called yaping hurlo. What some outsiders saw as disfigurement was, in fact, rebellion and preservation. Though the practice is now banned, the older generation still carries the markings, living reminders of resistance. The Apatanis follow Doni Polo, an animist belief system that worships the sun and moon. With festivals like Mayoko and Dri, their calendar is filled with sacred rituals, song, and dance. Their way of life, now studied by UNESCO, blends sustainability, beauty, and strength in every step. Number 1. Rachel Dolezal. Rachel was once hailed as a famous civil rights leader. She served as president of the NAACP's Spokane, Washington chapter and taught African studies at a local college. But in 2015, her carefully constructed identity unraveled. Rachel had spent years presenting herself as a black woman, tanning her skin, wearing curly wigs, adopting cultural traditions. But she was born to white parents in Montana. The revelation sparked a worldwide controversy. Her own parents exposed the truth, setting off debates on race, identity, and appropriation. Critics accused her of fraud and deception. Supporters claimed she was expressing her true self, even comparing her to transgender individuals, though many rejected the comparison. Rachel defended herself, stating she identified as transracial, not as a fraud. But the backlash was swift. She lost her job, her reputation, and later faced criminal charges for welfare fraud. Whether misguided or misunderstood, Rachel remains one of the most polarizing figures in modern conversations about identity. If you've enjoyed this video, please like it, share it, and subscribe to our channel for more amazing content like this. Thanks for hanging with us, and we'll see you very soon.